You know, last year I posted on my Instagram account this graphic of buttons, and it says, "Bless the person who presses your buttons." And last night on our Q&A with the Soul Pleaser group, I got the question about, what do you do about a person who just always presses your buttons? And it's funny because all of us have that person in our lives that really presses our buttons and triggers our emotion. And the first thing that you need to know is that you have attracted the situation, and it's an opportunity for your evolution, an opportunity for you to decide who you are in that moment and who you want to be, so that you can continually recreate yourself anew. So it's not about the other person. This is where we start. We think it's about the other person and we want to fix the other person, but it's not. It's always about you. So the first step is to accept the moment as it is, okay? Because as soon as you're triggered, it's happened and it's instantly in the past. So you can't change that, so you accept it. So you don't beat yourself up about it. You don't go into a big story about it. Just accept that that is the fact. And then the second thing you do is ask yourself, have I ever ... So whatever the other person did or said that triggered you, you ask yourself whether you have ever in your life done that same thing. And the purpose of that is to have compassion for the other person, because in the moment that we're triggered, we are doing a couple of things. We're not accepting the present moment, we're judging it, and quite possibly we're judging the other person and blaming them for the emotion that we're feeling. But ultimately you're choosing the emotion, even though it doesn't feel like it. There's such a small gap between what happens and what you feel that you think that it's automatic, and we use this language like he or she makes me feel, when in actual fact it's your thought about what just happened that causes the emotion that you have. Not to mention that there's blocked emotions that you've held down from the past that just need to come up and be expressed because you've pushed them down. So you're going to keep triggering them until you actually allow yourself to feel them, instead of either pushing them down or blaming them on what's going on at the moment. So once you feel compassion for the other person, it dissolves the energy that's causing the trigger in the first place. And it's really interesting, the more you do this, you will find that quite often the behavior either changes or you're not triggered by exactly the same behavior anymore. So be patient with yourself, but I would love to hear your feedback about this, whether you can relate, whether there's a particular person or circumstance that triggers you on repeat. And if you put this in place, I'd love to hear what you find and your results. Lots of love.